The encirclement. For 3,000 years, the galactic consortium had ruled the stars with an iron grip. Thousands of species across 17 spiral arms lived under their watchful eyes, trading their freedom for the promise of protection and technological advancement. The consortium, a coalition of 3 ancient species, the crystalline axiom, the gaseous veil, and the hive-minded myriad, maintained order through technological superiority and the calculated distribution of innovations. Earth remained blissfully unaware of this cosmic hierarchy until 2089, when the first consortium scout vessel detected our radio signals and diverted to investigate. Humanity's first contact was handled with the practiced grace of conquerors disguised as benefactors. They arrived bearing gifts: medical advances that cured cancer overnight, energy technology that ended our dependence on fossil fuels, and agricultural innovations that banished hunger from our vocabulary. For 30 years, Earth flourished under consortium guidance. We expanded to Mars, established bases on Europa and Titan, and began mining operations throughout the asteroid belt. The population boomed, and a new age of prosperity seemed assured. Few questioned the occasional disappearance of brilliant scientists or the mandatory neural implants that all government officials received as part of diplomatic protocol. Admiral Helena Chin was among the skeptics. As commander of Earth's newly established Space Defense Force, she had access to classified communications and noticed discrepancies in the consortium's narratives. The neural implants bothered her most. She had refused one despite considerable pressure, citing an imaginary medical condition. "They're lying to us," she told her inner circle during a secure meeting beneath the lunar surface. "I've compared their technological gifts to our own research trajectories. Everything they've given us was already on our horizon. They've simply accelerated inevitable discoveries while keeping the truly revolutionary advancements for themselves." Dr. Mahmoud Elias, formerly Earth's foremost quantum physicist, before being officially retired to an advisory role, nodded gravely. "The implants are both receivers and transmitters. I've detected quantum entanglement signatures that suggest they're capable of direct neural override." This revelation sparked the formation of what would later be known as the Techno-Mages of Sol, a clandestine network of scientists, engineers, and military personnel who worked in absolute secrecy to understand and reverse engineer consortium technology. Operating in abandoned mines, underwater facilities, and shielded subterranean laboratories, they made astonishing progress by combining human ingenuity with glimpses of advanced alien science. Their breakthrough came from an unexpected direction. While the consortium focused on manipulating matter and energy across conventional dimensions, the Techno-Mages discovered something unique to Earth's scientific approach: quantum boundary manipulation. Rather than trying to overcome physical limitations, they found ways to establish absolute boundaries through quantum entanglement at a cosmic scale. The discovery remained hidden as humanity continued its apparent subservience. The consortium, satisfied with Earth's compliance, gradually reduced its oversight. They had seen this pattern with hundreds of species before, initial wariness giving way to grateful dependence. Humans seemed no different, though perhaps more adaptable and creative than most. That illusion shattered in 2137 when a young technician accidentally accessed restricted consortium archives during a routine maintenance procedure. What she found horrified her: detailed plans for the processing of Earth. Once human civilization reached a certain technological threshold, the consortium would harvest our planet for resources, conscript our most brilliant minds, and reduce the remaining population to carefully managed labor colonies. The technician managed to transmit this information to Admiral Chen before being captured and mind-wiped. The Techno-Mages accelerated their work, knowing time was running out. They had less than 2 years before the scheduled integration of Earth into the consortium proper, a euphemism for our subjugation. The consortium, realizing their plans had been compromised, abandoned subtlety. Overnight, all implanted officials began acting with robotic synchronization, implementing new policies that restricted travel, communication, and assembly. Massive consortium warships appeared in orbit, their sleek, obsidian forms blotting out the stars as they positioned themselves around Earth's major cities. Admiral Chen sent out an emergency broadcast. "Citizens of Earth, we have been betrayed. The consortium intends to enslave humanity. Trust no one with an implant. Seek shelter. Resistance will coordinate through emergency channels." This is not a drill. Within hours, humanity faced the largest invasion fleet ever assembled in this sector of the galaxy. Over 9,000 consortium vessels surrounded Earth, Mars, and our major outposts. Their ultimatum was simple: total surrender or complete annihilation. The President of the United Earth Government, her eyes vacant from implant control, announced Earth's capitulation on all channels. Admiral Chen, now officially a traitor to both Earth's puppet government and the consortium, gave a single command to the hidden Techno-Mage facilities: execute quantum boundary protocol. Authorization: Chen Omega Sunbreak. As consortium landing craft began their descent toward Earth's surface, something unprecedented occurred. A shimmering barrier materialized at the edge of the solar system, not a conventional shield or energy field, but a fundamental alteration of quantum reality. The boundary separated our solar system from the rest of the universe, creating a pocket of space where the consortium's technology simply ceased to function. Their ships, powered by exotic matter reactors, suddenly found themselves without energy. Weapons systems went offline. Communication arrays fell silent. Even the neural implants controlling Earth's officials flickered and died, leaving confused humans wondering why they were reading proclamations of surrender. The Techno-Mages had created the impossible: a quantum blockade that selectively targeted consortium technology while leaving human systems untouched. The massive invasion fleet hung impotent in space, their fearsome weapons now useless ornaments on dead vessels. Admiral Chen's voice echoed through the comms of every stranded consortium ship. "You came expecting to find sheep ready for slaughter. Instead, you found wolves who have learned your secrets. The Techno-Mages of Sol send their regards." From concealed hangars across the solar system, Earth's true defense fleet emerged. Vessels of human design augmented by principles the Techno-Mages had developed. Unlike the massive, imposing consortium dreadnoughts, these ships were smaller, more agile, and powered by technology the aliens couldn't comprehend. The encirclement of Earth had failed. The hunters had become the hunted, and the consortium faced something they hadn't encountered in millennia: a species that had outmaneuvered them at their own game. As the human vessels approached the stranded alien fleet, the greatest reversal in galactic history was about to begin. The reversal. Panic spread through the consortium command ships as their systems remained dead. The quantum blockade didn't just disable their technology. It prevented them from even detecting how it worked. It was as if the fundamental laws of physics had been locally rewritten to exclude their presence. Supreme Commander Axiom 9, a crystalline entity whose consciousness spanned multiple bodies, attempted to coordinate a response using backup chemical signaling methods. Their species had evolved beyond such primitive communications millennia ago, and the process was painfully slow. "We must retreat and report this anomaly," the commander signaled to the fleet. But retreat was impossible. The quantum boundary didn't just encircle the solar system. It permeated it, creating localized dead zones around each consortium vessel. They were trapped in bubbles of altered reality, adrift in space. On Earth, confusion gave way to celebration as the implanted officials regained their free will. Screens worldwide showed consortium ships floating helplessly in orbit, their intimidating silhouettes now symbols of human triumph. Admiral Chen addressed humanity from the Lunar Command Center, her weathered face solemn despite the victory. "People of Earth, today we have defended ourselves against an enemy that has subjugated thousands of civilizations. But our work is just beginning. The consortium controls most of the galaxy, and there are countless species suffering under their rule. We have an opportunity, and I believe a responsibility, to extend our protection beyond our borders." the Techno-Mages revealed themselves publicly for the first time, explaining how they had developed the quantum boundary technology. Dr. Elias, now visibly aged beyond his years from the strain of their secret work, demonstrated how the boundary functioned. "We discovered that reality itself has frequency signatures," he explained, projecting complex equations that few could understand. "The consortium technology operates on specific quantum frequencies. We've created a boundary that blocks those frequencies while allowing others to function normally. It's not a weapon or a shield in the conventional sense. It's more like changing which radio station reality is tuned to in a localized area." What the public broadcasts didn't reveal was that the Techno-Mages had made contact with resistance movements on other worlds, through quantum communications that the consortium couldn't detect or intercept. Earth had been building alliances with subjugated species for years. Among these allies were the Lumen, beings of pure energy who had been forced to power consortium technology; the Terran, master geneticists whose biological innovations had been stolen and weaponized; and most surprisingly, the precursors, a species thought extinct, who had hidden in subspace after the consortium had nearly annihilated them in the distant past. With the consortium fleet neutralized, these allies emerged from hiding. Lumen operatives transferred themselves into human vessels, enhancing their capabilities beyond anything the consortium had ever witnessed. Terran genetic constructs reprogrammed the neural implants, turning the consortium's control mechanism into a network for coordinating the resistance. The precursors shared ancient star maps, revealing hidden consortium vulnerabilities across the galaxy. Admiral Chen convened a council of species in the newly constructed orbital assembly. Representatives from 27 worlds, some physically present and others appearing as holograms, gathered to plan the liberation of the galaxy. "The quantum boundary technology can be deployed across the galaxy," she explained. "Each deployment requires significant resources, but with each consortium stronghold we disable, we gain more allies and materials. This will be a cascading revolution." The consortium, desperate to contain the threat, attempted to quarantine the solar system by destroying nearby star systems. Their plan backfired spectacularly when the Techno-Mages deployed mobile quantum boundary generators, small devices that could be stealthily transported to any location and activated remotely. As the first wave of liberation fleets departed Earth, humanity experienced an unexpected emotional reckoning. For all our history, we had imagined first contact would either elevate us or destroy us. No one had prepared for the possibility that we would become the saviors of more advanced civilizations. "We must remember that our goal is liberation, not conquest," Admiral Chen reminded the fleet commanders. "We have an advantage now, but advantages are temporary. What endures is how we treat others when we have power over them." The war for galactic liberation unfolded over 12 years. World after world was freed from consortium control, their populations initially suspicious of their human liberators before embracing the alliance. The consortium retreated to their core systems, abandoning outer territories as the quantum boundary technology spread. The final battle took place not in space, but in the vast computational networks that connected the three consortium species. The Techno-Mages, working with information specialists from dozens of liberated worlds, created a quantum virus that separated the hive mind of the myriad, freeing individual consciousnesses from central control. The Veil, seeing their allies fragmented, surrendered rather than face a similar fate. Only the Axiom fought to the bitter end, their crystalline forms shattering as their last strongholds fell. In the aftermath, humanity faced its greatest challenge, resisting the temptation to replace the consortium as galactic rulers. Some military leaders argued that humanity should maintain control of the quantum boundary technology, ensuring our permanent advantage. Others suggested we should withdraw to our solar system, focusing on our own development while letting the galaxy find its own balance. Admiral Chen, now in her 80s, proposed a third path. "We will share the quantum boundary technology with all species, ensuring no single power can dominate others as the consortium did. But we will also establish the Galactic Covenant, a mutual defense pact that requires all members to respond if any world faces subjugation or extinction. The Galactic Covenant became the foundation of a new interstellar community. Unlike the consortium's forced hierarchy, it operated on principles of technological exchange and mutual protection. Earth became known not as the seat of a new empire, but as the birthplace of galactic democracy. The Techno-Mages transformed from a secret society into an open educational institution, with branches on hundreds of worlds. They dedicated themselves to ensuring technological developments served liberation rather than control, teaching their methodology of questioning and innovation to species that had been denied independent thought for millennia. 50 years after the quantum blockade that changed galactic history, an aging Dr. Elias stood before the Covenant Assembly on its anniversary. Representatives from over 400 species filled the massive chamber, their diverse forms a testament to the variety of life in the galaxy. The consortium believed technology was power. He told them, his voice amplified by translators that conveyed his meaning to each species in their native communication form. They were wrong. Technology is potential. What matters is the wisdom to direct that potential toward freedom rather than dominance, toward cooperation rather than control. Humanity didn't liberate the galaxy because we were smarter or stronger. We did it because we remembered what it means to be powerless, and we couldn't bear to see others suffer as we nearly did. The assembly erupted in the multitude of sounds that constituted applause across species. Clicks, hums, light flashes, and chemical releases filling the chamber. In the observation gallery, Admiral Chen's granddaughter, Captain Maya Chen, watched with quiet pride. Under her command, the exploration vessel Quantum Horizon was preparing for its maiden voyage beyond the galaxy's edge, not as conquerors or colonizers, but as explorers and diplomats. The warships that had once surrounded humanity had long since been repurposed, transformed into research vessels, habitats for displaced species, and memorial museums orbiting liberated worlds. The blockade that had saved Earth had evolved into bridges connecting 1,000 civilizations. Humanity had found its place in the stars, not by domination, but by liberation. And in doing so, we had finally come to understand our own potential.